Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So, it's been around 6 months since I started working on my game and started this channel, and I wanted to talk about how my game has changed in 6 months of developing. Now, I'm gonna talk about the major things that happen in the game each month. I'm not gonna talk about like smaller bug fixes or anything that's not really noteworthy. Now let's go all the way back to July of last year, where I uploaded my first video. In the video, I showed the first mini quest added to the game. It is the one where this guy asks you to go slay a dragon that's been living in the mines and has disrupted all the mining in the area. And that's about it for July. Now let's go to September. I published 6 videos in September, and 5 of them were actually on the game. In September, I published the first devlog for the game, which was pretty big. It's one of my biggest videos, and in that month I also posted my biggest video, which is this one. In September, I added spells, weather, a main menu, a starting area, the death animation, the help menu, and NPCs, and also shops, and some other stuff. In September, I started making devlogs, which are definitely my biggest videos by far. Now let's go to October, where I made devlogs 4 through 8 and some other stuff. In that time, I added a lot more NPCs. I added the option for occlusion pulling, more NPCs, I added a lot more items. I also added an inventory. I think that was in October at least. I added an intro. I added another mini quest. I added the bow. And I added another new mini quest. This was the month where I started trying to do a video every week, which I have mostly stuck to still. I also added like quest markers or quest pointers in this month. Forgot to say that. Now let's go to November. In that time, I added the power plant. I restructured the file system. I added more settings. I added the base on zone 4. I added the bird's eye view, a new village, and I started work on the main quest. This month was a bit slower for my game, but I did publish other stuff in that month. I also added the settings menu. Now let's go to December. I started the second channel, but let's talk more about the game now. I made a new mini quest. I added the items tab to the inventory. I added a bunch more items. I added better music and sound effects. I added the new UI, and that's about it for December. I also did my first game jam in that month. Next, let's go to January. I improved the bow. I added the cheats menu. I changed part of the HUD and UI. I added character portraits, more settings, and I started work on update 0.9.0. I'm also gonna talk about the beginning of February. Quickly, I added update 0.9.0, which added hands, respawn, a ton more settings, houses, a bunch more cheats into the cheats menu. I added a cooldown timer. I added a cooldown, and I added that cooldown to the bow. I added more items, and I added a ton more icons in the inventory slots on the HUD. And I added more shops to the more items to the shop in Wood Oak. And that's been it for the last 6 months of development. And that's about it. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And feel free to subscribe. If you'd like to try my game, there's a link to my itch.io page in the description.